Thank you so much. I'm so delighted to be participating in this, shall I say, rectangles of love. You know, this is a variation of an Islamic saying, which says, please come out of the circle of time and enter the circle of love. So I'm speaking to you from Interfaith Community Sanctuary in Seattle. It's a very special place. This church building, which is actually a historical site, was gifted to us. And what do we do here? This is since 1999. We aspire to foster a living, breathing interfaith community through worship services, through events, through classes, through activism. So any interfaith activity in Seattle, either we are initiating it or actually we are actively participating in those. So we have some mantras, like for example, we say in our place that all religions are paths to a shared universal. We also say interfaith is not about conversion. It is about completion, becoming a more complete, developed human being. I'm a Muslim, I'm rooted in Islam, but I know from my own experience, by being open to the beauty and wisdom of other traditions, this waters my Islamic roots and makes me a more developed human being. Also, since 9/11, I have been collaborating with a rabbi and a pastor, and we are called the Interfaith Amigos. And we travel the country, even overseas, sharing a message of spiritual inclusivity and also highlighting the fact that if you really want to overcome polarization, you have to take this difficult step of getting to know the other on a human level. Sharing stories, for example, this wonderful saying, this universe is made out of stories, not atoms. Also, I would say, I think we get a lot of invitations to go to different places because we talk very honestly and very compassionately about where the institution of religion goes astray. Exclusivity, violence, unequal status of women, homophobia, apathy about social justice issues, earth care, not in your religion, in my religion. And so these activities, plus we know we have to take action in social justice issues. So we do the usual work of signing petitions, expanding awareness, joining movements, working with state legislators. For example, Sister Fatima mentioned about the Shincheonji Church in South Korea. We're in the process of getting in touch with a local member in the Seattle area who is a congregant of this church and bringing local awareness into it. So this work is given for us, activism. But I want to make a couple of points. We say that in the area of social justice or injustice or neglect of planetary degradation, we have to do this kind of activism, but we also co-equally have to do the work of, shall I say, spiritual practices to become aware of our conditioned biases, our prejudices, to become more inclusive, to be more compassionate, to become more aware. This is called the inner inconvenient work, without which we cannot structurally bring about changes and create social justice or take care of planetary degradation. The other thing which is very critical for us is it is our work, it is our life work to connect with those who are opposed to us, religiously, culturally, racially, adversarially. So a lot of our work is what in Central Asia we call sharing 3 cups of tea. Listen, respect, connect. Listen. You know, there's an Islamic sage named Rumi who says, what is listening? Metaphorically, it is like putting your head on the person's chest and just sinking into the answer. An enemy is someone whose story you have not listened to. So listening. Secondly, respect. I might be against that person's behavior, but that person's being is sacred. It's Christ nature, Allah nature, Buddha nature, Elohim nature. As I take action, take the right action, but never leave that person's being or essence out of your heart, and just this discernment, as we take the right action, has the power to shift heaven and earth. And thirdly, connecting on a human level. Like I said, sharing stories. There's a Muslim saying, oh God, you have created this I, you, we, they, to play the game of adoration with yourself. So this last part of connecting is a very important part of our work with those who is the other. So let me just end by saying a couple of metaphors. I love metaphors, and some people say, this religious work, this spiritual work, I'm not interested in that. Give me some metaphors or ideas or insights I can reflect on. So on exclusivity, I'm taking this from the Islamic mystical tradition. About exclusivity, we say, in religion, we say, ponder on this insight. All the rivers, they flow into the ocean. You might be following one river, but please do not mistake the river for the ocean. Just reflect on that. Then about coercive conversion or just conversion, we talk about this Sufi story of a sincere monkey, who goes to neighborhood ponds, lakes, to pluck the fish out of water to save it from a watery grave. So this idea of what we call sharing the good news really in many ways is unnecessary. It's sometimes unwise, can even be harmful, particularly if it's done in a coercive way. Thank you so much.